Let's have a chat about marketing for your real estate photography business. And this is something a lot of photographers find very difficult. But before we talk about marketing, I want to talk about positioning. Now, positioning defines where your photographic service stands in relation to other photographers in your marketplace. So, for example, are you the high cost, high quality brand, or are you the really cheap brand? Now, here's why that matters. It's your positioning, not your ability as a photographer, that determines what you are paid. So what I mean there is that your success as a photographer depends a lot on your positioning and how you portray your brand. Okay, so how do you position yourself the right way as a photographer? Well, I think it's about making yourself the expert. Be the expert in your field. And you do that with better marketing and smarter marketing. And that's going to mean writing content that educates and informs your clients and prospects. You're going to need to talk about other areas of real estate marketing outside of photography. And you're also going to be doing the things that experts do. So have a think about what that would and should look like for you in your market. The reason why this matters is that positioning determines what you can charge your clients, and that positioning comes back to your marketing. Here's what I want you to learn. You are a marketing company first and a photographer second. Now, most photographers spend their time thinking about exposure settings and the new gear that they want to get and how they can improve their photography skills by 1%, and that's important. But too many photographers just do this and don't do enough with their marketing. And yet it's their marketing that is going to help you succeed more than your photography will. Now, you're probably thinking, but I'm not a very good marketer, and that's entirely normal. So what can you do? Well, if you're talking with a real estate agent and they say, I know I should have better photos, but I'm not very good with a camera, what are you going to say to that agent? Well, I think you'd say, then maybe you should bring in a professional to help you. And maybe that's something for you to think about as well in regard to marketing your business. You know, maybe that's going to make a big difference for you. And elsewhere, you can find out what I do to provide done for you marketing tools for photographers, but I'm not going to go into that now. You can find out about that down below. So what should you aim for with your marketing system? Well, I think you've got to be looking long term and not the short term, and here's why. 60% of your target market are never going to change from what they're doing now, and they're never going to hire you. In fact, only 3% are active buyers right now, and another 7% are prepared to change sometime soon, but probably not today. So if you send out an offer for a photo shoot to every potential client in your area, most just aren't interested, so you've really wasted a lot of time and effort with that. Let me give you an example to really explain what I mean here. Last year, I had a visit at the door from two young guys collecting for a local charity. Based on what they said, I liked what their charity did, but I declined to give them anything at that time because I already had a large number of charities that I donated to, and they just walked away. What could those charity guys have done instead? Well, I think they could have done a lot better by not focusing on getting donations right there and then, but instead focused on getting names on their contact list so they can stay in touch with people long term and look at getting ongoing donations over time. So with that in mind, maybe you should focus on long-term relationships rather than just on getting sales today, and see if potential clients respond better to that kind of offer. So instead of sending out an offer for, say, a $100 photo shoot this week, what if you sent out something that will keep them interested for when they're ready to find a new photographer in 3 months from now, or even next year? So have a think about that, see what you can come up with, because it's definitely going to help you to work on selling slower, but doing a much better job with it. Now, one of the best ways to get your marketing running smoothly is to create a marketing calendar. So what I mean there is that that's where you plan out all of your marketing activities for the next week or the next month, giving yourself tasks to complete each day to keep you on track. Now, I know what it's like to be a photographer, and I know that when you're busy shooting, you don't do anything about marketing yourself. But then you get to a point where the work just isn't there so much anymore, and then that's when you're suddenly thinking, how can I get more work coming in? So that's when you start getting really busy with your marketing again, and you try and do something, but it's a little haphazard and random, and there's no real sort of plan to it. Build yourself a marketing calendar and you'll know exactly what to do. You'll be able to plan your marketing program into your budget for the year, and you'll be able to see if you're putting too much work into one type of marketing and not enough work into another type of marketing. And it is important, you don't want to put all of your eggs in the one basket and focus everything on just one activity. You want diversity because you've got a diverse client base. Now, I've got a really simple marketing calendar available for you here, and you can download that, fill it in, and just start to build your own plan. So what can you do to market your business? Well, I've got 5 ideas for you to help get started. One thing I would recommend is to use letters as a marketing tool rather than brochures or flyers. Now, the problem with brochures is they scream sales, and people just don't like being sold to. They can also be expensive to print and difficult to change without doing a new print run. Letters, on the other hand, look and feel personal. They're really cheap. They can be changed easily, and they can be personalized to the person you are reaching out to. Another thing you should be doing is posting to your social media channels on a daily basis or at least weekly. Most of what you share, say on your Facebook page, is not seen by most of your fans. It's only a very small percentage that actually see your Facebook page content. So by sharing more great content more often, and it should be content that people like to see so that they share it, and not just salesy stuff that no one likes, then by getting stuff out there most days, you increase the number of people that see your material, and that's really what you want. Another idea to help you with your positioning is to put on an event or do an office presentation for a real estate business. Now, these are a great way to show your expertise and to meet new agents and prospects that you might not otherwise be able to get in front of, which is great, but they can take a lot of work to prepare for. However, if you do it the right way, and that means you're professional and helpful and people genuinely value what you are sharing in exchange for them giving up their time, then the investment is probably going to be worthwhile for you. A 4th idea is to do a newsletter every month. And one reason why this is such a good idea is that newsletters engage reciprocity. And that means that because you've done something nice for them in providing them with helpful material, they want to do something nice in return, like book you for a photo shoot. But what's important is that the quality of the content is high and also really, really helpful. So when writing your content, you want to pretend you're writing for a magazine, not just giving an update on your new photography services and prices and that kind of boring stuff. Another way newsletters work is that people are far more likely to remember the most recent item in a category. So if you're in regular contact with your clients and prospects through a newsletter, then they're more likely to have your name come to mind the next time they need a photographer. However, doing newsletters properly takes a lot of time. And again, that may be something I can help you with because I prepare newsletters for photographers each month so that they don't have to. Now, the final thing you can do is marketing related, but it may not seem that way to you, and that is that you can outsource your photo editing to free up time to get all of this marketing stuff done. Photo editing takes a lot of time, but it's probably not the best use of the time you have available because you should be marketing your business instead. However, outsourcing of photo editing is not for everyone, so I've put a PDF together to help you figure out if it's something you should be doing or not. So have a look for that down below. Okay, so those 5 marketing ideas again are: 1, use letters to reach out to new prospects. 2, post daily or at least weekly on your social media channels. 3 is to put on events and presentations to your ideal clients. 4 is do a newsletter every month. And 5, outsource your photo editing so you have more time to spend on your marketing and you can do a better job with it. There's obviously a lot more that we could be talking about in terms of marketing your photography business, but I won't cover all of that right now. We could just go on and on for hours and hours, really, talking about what you could be doing. What I will say is that if you're stuck on marketing, and I hear from photographers around the world who say this to me every single week, so you're not alone, then get someone in to help you. That return on investment you'll get from investing just a little into getting a marketing system up and running is going to make it well worthwhile for you. If you'd like to chat with me about what I do to help photographers or take a look at some of the information I've got here and elsewhere, then that might be what you need. I'm not sure, I'll leave it up to you. But feel free to get in touch with me, send me an email to see if I can help. There's my email address, Daryl@realestatephotography.com, so feel free to drop me a line anytime you like. Whatever you do though, don't settle for where you are at right now. I know for sure that things can be a whole lot better for you, and it often starts with getting a solid marketing plan together and then getting stuff done and making things happen. I hope you do really well. Bye for now.